That's a big one. And, I think ultimately, if you can find that person to build that relationship with and to build that confidence, that you show them that you're interested in them, you're interested in their well-being, then they may be more interested in learning about. They may be more interested in your well-being, right? Because I think it's a little weird to simply say, "Oh, I walk up to a stranger, they should automatically want the best for me." No, not really. They don't know who the hell you are. You don't know who the hell they are. I think that's where true. I think someone who truly wants you to succeed and someone who truly wants you to thrive is a person that's been in your life and a person that's seen you at different phases and different states and at different capacities. It's one thing to have a coworker you talk to every now and then. It's one thing to have a guy you meet up at the gym every now and then, or it's another thing to maybe maybe you're part of some club or some group, and there's a couple of people you talk to. They want to see you, but it's like, I think you got to really truly understand a person to truly be in their corner. I think it's like, I think the analogy that comes in my mind is, if you're just going to use boxing as an analogy, you got the boxer and then you got the coach, right? I think that's the terminology, the coach. Well, that coach is pretty much spending all day, every day with that boxer, whether it's, working on this, working on that, watching this, watching that, doing this, doing that. I mean, they're pretty much spending all day, every day together. When you spend that much time with a person, you really get to know them a little bit better. And you got to start to see things that you didn't see at first. Which is what I've been told is what happens when you're in a romantic relationship, is you start seeing things that aren't necessarily visible at the surface. And, when you've truly spent that much time with a person, you kind of understand why you want them to succeed. Maybe that's it. It's not just a matter of you want them to succeed, but you know why you want them to succeed. Be like, hey man, the way you hit that left hook, the way you dodge the punches, the footwork, your stamina, your durability, like you see what they're good at and you see how much further they can be good. Those are the people that will want you to succeed, and they'll know why they want you to succeed, and they'll know how they want you to succeed. And that takes time, guys. That is not going to happen with just 2 or 3 hey, how you doings every month. It's not how it's going to work. I hate to break it to you. And that's something that I have to come to terms with in my life as well, right? Like this channel and you guys are what keeps me pushed forward, but at the same time is there needs to be a set of lungs and a set of eyes that actually know me and I actually know them, and we want the best for each other, whether it's a romantic relationship or just a platonic relationship. You got to have another set of eyes, another set of ears, another set of lungs, and another beating heart that truly wants the best for you. That truly wants the best for you. And it takes time to develop that. And so you're going to say, okay, Jonathan, well, what's getting in the way? What's the problem? You say you need another set of eyes in front of you to really truly appreciate you. And I would say that I think for some of us, maybe myself, relationships kind of somewhat appeared Like, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't as like rigid or structured or regimented as, like, no one ever sat me down and said, okay, Jonathan, well, here's how you build long lasting relationships. No one ever sat me down and said, well, here's how you maintain long lasting relationships, right? It doesn't, everyone that came in my life was kind of either presented to me by somebody else, mostly my parents, or, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So, when that's your framework to say, well, the only people I've ran into are because my parents kind of introduced me to them or my parents kind of pushed us together, right? Whether it was a teacher or a coach or a friend, when the origin of relationships starts outside of you, it's kind of hard to know how to do that yourself. And I think for some of us, social relationships are hard, and I think we don't always see the purpose behind them. We don't always see the purpose to it. To borrow a term, the juice doesn't always seem to be worth the squeeze, as it were. And I think that's unfortunate because I don't think relationships have to be that hard. Well, romantic relationships are a totally another subject that I'm probably never going to talk about on this channel. But platonic relationships, just friendships, right? We'll just call it friendships. Whatever the age gap, whatever the social gap, even if you two are two separate genders, it's just a matter of, this person wants the best for me, I want the best for them. And there's no kinship between us. They ain't my cousin, they ain't my aunt. This is a long-term relationship that we've developed. And I think for some of us, it's building those are the hardest, because you got to go out your way and find them and build them, right? I know at least for me in my life, a lot of my time was spent on hobbies. I'll just put it like that. A lot of my time was spent on hobbies, going through my old basement lord phase. And, then that subsided. Then my time was spent on working. Okay. Then my time was spent on living on my own. Okay. Taking care of myself, making sure where I live is clean, making sure I have things to put in my mouth that are food oriented, making sure that I'm taking my medicine, making sure I'm taking my baths, making sure I'm paying my bills, making sure I'm cleaning where I live, making sure I'm meeting my appointments and my schedules and my goals within the realm of just being a functioning human being. And that sucks up a lot of your time. And, how do I say this? When vast majority of your time, vast portions of your time, vast swaths of your time are spent just between, okay, I'm at work, now I'm at home, I got to do the stuff I need to do at work, I need to do the stuff I need to do at home. I spend maybe a couple hours a week lifting, maybe a couple hours a week playing some games, maybe a couple hours a week working on something else, and yeah, there you go. Their 7 days are now officially cooked. Huh. Well, that's kind of drastic. Well, yeah, it is. Didn't say it wasn't. And I think what happens is, and again, maybe this is just me talking, but it's just a matter of, how do I say this? I think it just turns into a matter of you got that routine so filled that it's just like, where are you going to meet those other people, right? When are you going to have those chance encounters? What social networks are you going to start inserting yourself into and consistently so that people say, oh, hey, John, nice to see you. Hey, glad you made it again this week. And you get 6 months of those in a row. Of, hey, John, glad you made it this week. Right? It takes time to get to that. I mean, number one, you got to get there once a week. And then you got to get there once a week, 6 months in a row. But you got to find something you want to get to. You got to find something you want to continue to get to. Right? I think that's what it is you got to say, like, okay, so I'm part of this group. I'm part of this society. I'm part of this organization. And we get together once a week doing whatever. And we get together however, whether we, physically get together IRL or, we get on a Skype call or a Discord call or, we get on Xbox, we get on PlayStation, whatever. But we get together.